Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, you join me today in my SL55 AMG on what is a beautiful day here up north. It's very rare we get days like this. You've got to enjoy every minute, even if that means driving around with the roof down and your heated seat on. The reason for today's video is that I bought something quite interesting. It's a BMW Z4, which on the face of it isn't all that interesting, but I've only paid £1,000 for it. I should say at this early stage though, all that glitters is not gold. It does have quite a few issues. I haven't actually seen the car yet, but based on my colleague's description, there are quite a number of things wrong with it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I can either move it on within the trade and try and make a couple £100, or fix it up and try and retail my way out of it. It's spring now and we're coming into summer, so I can't see a reason why anybody wouldn't want a cheap roadster. I've just gone over some potholes and I've been driving around in my AMG GT all morning. Sorry to brag, but now getting back into this, it just floats over them. The ride quality is so much better. We've had this beautiful weather now for about a week, which has given me the opportunity to get the SL out of the showroom and get it back on the road. It's been in hibernation all winter. I didn't want it on the roads picking up all the salt and all the moisture. It's such a clean example, this, I don't want to ruin it. And I'll be honest with you, the first day I got it out, I genuinely considered selling it for a few hours actually. I kind of felt bad for it. The brakes were grinding, I had a couple of warning lights on, one to say I've got a bulb out and one to say I need to replace the key fob battery, so nothing major, but all things that I just thought, maybe it's time to get rid of this. Anyway, a couple of hours later with the roof down, and I've completely forgotten about those desires. I love this car, and it'll definitely stay with me for the foreseeable. There's just something really liberating about driving a convertible on a nice day. For the first day or so, I felt really self-conscious about driving with the roof down, especially with my music playing. Felt like everybody could listen to what I was playing and potentially judge me. But now I've realised they're just strangers and I don't care. I drove this last night through Manchester city centre at rush hour, so it was just bumper to bumper traffic. And I was there with the roof down, with the radio on, and it was playing all sorts of tat. I think I was listening to Smooth. And for a few moments I thought, perhaps I should turn down ABBA, The Winner Takes It All, which incidentally is the best ABBA song of all time. That isn't up for debate. But after a while I thought, well, you just got to own it, haven't you? Who cares? One of the really good things about this SL is that it's plenty quick enough, it really does go, it's 470 horsepower, but it never feels frightening or terrifying. Sometimes in my AMG GTS, you feel like you've got a tiger by its tail. This is just way more civilised. I've always thought it'd be really good to have a big car collection, but this car has taught me that that probably isn't as good as it sounds. They end up sitting there for months on end on trickle charge with the tyres going flat because the rest of your life will get in the way. Then that one day you do want to take it out, you'll have issues. I think realistically, sensibly speaking, 2 or 3 cars is the absolute limit. Any more than that, it just gets a bit silly. Anyway, I'm aware that you've clicked on this video because you want to see a cheap Z4 rather than listen to me waffle about cars and whatever else I've been talking about. So, shall we go and have a look? Right, well, this isn't a great start because I've just been to work to pick up the key and we've only got one key, and it looks like the key off a Mark IV Golf, so at some point somebody's lost the keys and had another one cut. Well, here it is then. You can probably just about see it. It looks like a very dark blue colour actually. Let me park up. But first, I know I always stress this, but you must do a vehicle history check before buying a car. So I always use a company called Car Vertical. It's really easy. Go to carvertical.com, type in the vehicle reg, which in this case is Sierra Alpha 09, Foxtrot Golf Golf. I found Car Vertical to be the most thorough. They check for mileage rollbacks, they check to see if it's been involved in an accident, they check to see if there's any finance outstanding on it, whether it's stolen or stolen recovered. They do a really thorough check. I've done a deal with Car Vertical where you'll get 10% off each check. All you need to do is click the link below in the description, or alternatively use the promo code HIGHPEAK and you'll get 10% off each check. Right, and that's it, the report's ready. So that is a BMW Z4. It shows me the VIN number. The mileage is fine, it's never been stolen, no accidents, never been used as a taxi. I think I knew that already. That would be the most pointless taxi ever. It was first registered in March 09, and it shows every single MOT. Let's go to the most recent. It was on a private reg. So it was MOT'd last year. 3 advisory items: oil leak but not excessive, front reg plate deteriorated but not likely to be misread, an offside front obligatory indirect vision device slightly loose. What does that mean? Offside front. Is that a mirror? Is that a wing mirror? I've never heard it called a front obligatory indirect vision device before. There we go. Doesn't look like it's hanging off. So yeah, all clear. Let's go and check it then, shall we? Well, that is an awful lot of car for £1,000. We've got a scuff on the rear bumper corner there, but it's not deep or bad actually. I think that bit there could be touched in and that bit could be blown into there perhaps. Someone's done the wheels grey, which I don't like, and they're scuffed. But we've got a Bridgestone tyre there with about 5mm of tread. Quite a nice colour that. I think that might be, is that carbon black? Someone's blacked out the front grille, which I don't like. We could always change that. The headlamps are cloudy and one of the little rings has come loose there. The front bumper looks like it's been painted before, badly. So that one's repainting. The badge is worn. Another Bridgestone with about 5mm. There's some damage there to the inner wheel arch. Perhaps needs a new inner wheel arch plastic there. They're a classy design, these cars, aren't they? We've got matching plates. I think they're xenon lights too. Oh yeah, the front bumper is quite badly damaged there. Well, it's missing the lower part there, isn't it? It's all gone. Well, that's the third Bridgestone tyre with 5mm, so this is looking good so far. Have we got a full house? Oh no. Continental. We're doing ever so well then, weren't we? A little bit of a scuff there, but I think that would touch in. That actually looks alright, you know, it's quite... I was going to say it's quite level, but it isn't. There are a few little dents there. There. They will pop out. Like I say, for £1,000, it's a bargain. Inside's not so clever. Wants a good clean. Smells of something. What's that smell? Can't put my finger. Ah, mould. That's what that smell is. You can see it there on the passenger footwell. Oh, that stinks. Right, so we've obviously got a water leak, which is quite a common issue on a convertible like this. Oh, heated seats. Result. Medium wave, so they're obviously an older person. We've got a service overdue by 38,000 miles. Don't know. That's not working for some reason. Just turn it on to mute. So, let's fire her up then, shall we? Will it start? Well, we've got quite an obvious misfire there. Wonder why the engine light's not on. That's quite bad. That's running on 3. That. We've got a bulb out, low washer fluid, whatever it is, and that's just saying my handbrake's on. Oh, there we go. There we go. Flashing engine light. I knew it had to be. I would hope then that that's just a coil pack, but that's terrible. Shaking all over the place like being on a bucking Bronco. Let's see if the roof works, shall we? Oh yeah. That's good. Why isn't that window not gone up? I think I'm going to turn that off before I do it any damage, because that sounds terrible. It's done 103,000 miles. Let's see if there's any service history. More mould and more mirrors. It's been through the wars, this car, hasn't it? Been through the wars. It's not too bad though, is it? I mean, it would clean up. If we get rid of all this mould, figure out why it's got a water leak. Oh, look at the state of that seat belt. Mould central. pleased the roof works, because that's quite a common issue on these. Water leaks into the motor. More mould in here. Oh, we've got the front mesh part there for the front bumper. That's good. That'll save me some money. Well, I was going to take it for a drive, but I'm going to end up doing it more damage onto. So I think what I'll do is get this to my mechanics and get them to see why the engine light's on and replace some coil packs. I don't even want to spend any more time in this car than I need to. It's disgusting. Gross. Having said that, the price of cigarettes is about a fiver's worth of cigarettes there. Let's have a quick look under the bonnet, shall we? Yeah, unfortunately it's one of the little 4-cylinder engines, not the nicer, smoother 6. Forgot how much room there was in the bonnet when it doesn't have a big 6-cylinder. Bit of oil everywhere there. Sort of what you'd expect from 100,000 mile BM, isn't it, unfortunately? Not horrendous though. Well, I'm a bit disappointed, but you've got to remember what I've given for this car. So at £1,000, it isn't the end of the world, is it? I think what I'll do is run it to my mechanics, get them to see how bad it is, see if they can get it running a bit more smoothly, and then take it from there. I need to fix the front bumper and paint it, paint the back quarter, buff the whole car, get it through an MOT, probably replace that light lens and replace that offside rear tyre with a matching Bridgestone, I think, and then get the wheels refurbished, possibly grey. Get the dent guys to come and sort that out, although I don't think they'll do anything with that, but they might be able to improve that general area. And then give it a good old clean. That's quite a long to-do list already, isn't it? Nice and timeless though, these, aren't they? I think they're having the moment again. I like the Z8 inspired steering wheel. Right, well, thanks for watching so far. I'll catch up with you in a couple of days. Right, welcome back. I can't believe it's only been a week. The weather has changed drastically. It was about 20 degrees last week. I was driving around with the roof down in my SL, and now it's about 4 degrees. Don't let the nice sunshine fool you. We keep getting hailstorms and sleet and a bit of snow, but it doesn't really stick, luckily. Anyway, the SL's now tucked away back in the showroom, so it doesn't get any rust. And I'm currently in this Lexus NX, which belongs to my mum. I gave my parents a lift to the airport the other day in this, and I meant to drop it back off on the driveway, and I've just been using it ever since. Partly because I had a full tank of fuel, but also I quite enjoy driving it. I mean, I don't want one, but you respect how well built it is. It's a very good car, this. It's a great car to get you to and from work. It just requires zero effort. Anyway, I've got an update for you on the cheap Z4. Surprise, surprise, it wasn't all that cheap after all. It's been condemned, I think is the right word. So let this be a lesson to you, obviously not me, because I don't learn. Buy cheap, buy twice. If you remember, it had quite a bad misfire. In fact, it was only running on 3 rather than 4. So I daren't drive it. Also, the MOT had expired, so legally I wasn't supposed to drive it anyway. So I had it transported to my mechanics, and I asked them to cure the misfire, or try and cure the misfire, and then get it through an MOT, or at least write me a list of everything that's wrong with it. And I think at some point my mechanic's pen ran out of ink. The list is quite long. So my plan is right now to drive you there, to the Z4, and get this list out of it, retrieve the list, and talk about everything that's wrong with it. My mechanic called me actually and said, right Matt, we've cured the misfire, we've replaced all 4 coil packs and spark plugs, and it's now running fine. But in order to pass its MOT, it does need quite a bit of work. Do you want us to proceed or not? Now, usually I would just say, yeah, crack on with it. But in this case, I thought, I can't justify it. I think it needs too much work. So what I might try and do is just move it on, try and earn a couple £100 if I can, and get shut of it. Part of my lack of enthusiasm, I suppose, is because I've come down with a case of man flu, which is like normal flu, but just 10 times worse. For any women watching, I'm sorry, you just wouldn't understand. However, I'll put a brave face on and I'll just soldier on, get on with it. It's not as if I'm asking for any sympathy. Well, we're actually nearly here, so it's probably a good time to go and pop the kettle on, and then I'll go through this very long list with you. Okay, so you probably just see the Z4 over my right shoulder there. I probably should have filmed this in the car, but it's that disgusting. It's full of mould and stuff. And I'm ill enough as it is without catching hepatitis from that old Beamer. So I've been in it and I've retrieved the quite long list. Okay, so I've got here the print off from the scan. So, spark coil cylinder 3, that was faulty. Combustion misfire on several cylinders. And misfire detection cylinder 3. So, like I say, it's had new coil packs and new spark plugs. So that's cured the misfire. However, in addition to that, we have got near side rear inner wheel arches, both the covers broken. Offside washer jet, inoperative. The engine cover's missing from underneath. That's like the tray thing, I imagine. The fact it's underneath rather than on top. There's a bulb holder missing. We've got various oil leaks from the engine, which my mechanic advised that they cleaned up and then ran it for a few more miles to see where they're coming from, because there's just oil everywhere. So various oil leaks from the engine, various gearbox oil leaks. We've got an exhaust bracket snapped. Near side rear drop links, they need replacing. Both D-bushes on the front. You can imagine how that drives, can't you? Very knocky. Oh, 2 springs snapped. That'll be a joy to drive, won't it? No reg plate light bulbs. All those things need immediate attention. These next things are just advices. So the advisory items would be rear arm bush and front arm bushes. Power steering rack is leaking and the front lower grille is missing. Well, it's not missing, I found it's in the boot. So, quite a long list, and that puts me in something of a quandary. Do I spend £2 on this car? Bear in mind, by the way, I've already spent, hang on a second, to replace the spark plugs and the ignition coil and a general check over, I've already spent £164 plus the VAT, so £32 VAT, £196.80 I've spent on the car. So it owes me £1,200. Which is cheap on the face of it, isn't it? But with that long list, I could easily spend another £2 on it. Can I be bothered? I don't think I can. I think the best thing to do would be try and sell that car as it is for £1,500, which I think it's worth all day, even with that long list of fails. I think I'll be sensible this time and move it on, rather than open a tin of worms. So, thank you once again for watching. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done already. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'll leave the link below. If you've got any comments, questions or suggestions, then let me know below and I'll try my best to get back to you. So yeah, cheers guys. I'll see you next time.